I rest my hand. Ja, Rastafari. Right. So, and it came to me, I was like,
Leggo my hand.
I was like, thank you. So
Now I work a lot with children your age in prisons.
A forward thinker, a mentor, a tutor, an actor, a vital performance artist.
But that you wish would come true. When we perform, it is a conscious campaign.
Welcome to another episode of The Future is Bright, highlighting forward-thinking youth. Now, this is a series where I get the chance to interview or sit down and speak to persons who are around my age, a little bit older, in the bracket of youth, and I see them doing forward-thinking things, whether it be entrepreneurs, artists, young persons that are activists, anything like that. I would love to have a chance to sit and speak with them. And today I have a very special guest, very special because I've known him for the better part of half of my life.
Wow.
Neil Waithe. Yay! So Neil,
Yes,
instead of me telling them how we met, tell me how we met.
it was a dark and stormy night. And hence, I was able to meet you at the Arabara Center for Creative Imagination summer camp, where you were a feisty little 12-year-old. Were you actually 12?
I was probably 12, 13, yeah.
Yeah,
I was around that age.
that's crazy. And yeah, I was always impressed with your spunk, and I'm super proud. You are a forward-thinking youth. You are everything that this segment embodies, and I'm just really proud of you.
Oh, I was not expecting to date actor.
I-
Whatever you said was a real feisty 12-year-old. If your parents or your teachers were to say, yeah, boy, Neil, I remember he, what would they have been saying?
I don't want to do what y'all want me to do. I don't want to drink tea. I don't want to do none of these things. So I think I was very inquisitive. I had the blessing of family and parents who were tolerant. But I must say I did get most of my trouble when I was very young. Like before I knew how to lie, I realized the older you get, you're like, oh, you can't be honest. So that's what being a human is.
Okay.
It's like
you think
say-
being a human is just telling
because
constant lies?
if we had to stay as how we are as children and not like filter and edit ourselves like civilized people, we would not get through.
So much of our youth or so much of growing up is being taught to press down how you feel or what is your natural reaction to something and do something else. So I think that one of the reasons why I admire you so much is your willingness to and your ability to allow others to explore outside of the realm of the norm. Okay, Neil, so we talked about how we met, we talked about how you were as a child, liking to go outside the box. Now, the fact that you are a tutor and a mentor, but still go outside the box, can you tell me a little bit about that journey? Because that's an interesting thing, because when we see tutors, we see them as people who keep us inside the box. Can you tell me a little bit about your journey and your experience at the GIS?
The government industrial school was interesting. I was asked by Vira Williams through a program, the National Cultural Foundation, to come on board to tutor them drama. And I had done quite a bit of it before, but I really was impressed by those boys. I've done many programs, many juvenile correction facilities, but my first cohort in pandemic, they were extremely talented because it was online. You really had to find a different way to bring out their talent. So one of the things I always do is find out people's favorite songs. Find out their artists. I would learn about the artists. I would see the music videos, say, this man real, he ain't real, man. He really shoot 100 people, he ain't shoot. Right, and we break it down. But then they were really into songwriting because is not the easiest, but it's the most accessible way for them to tell their story through dancehall, which, to your point about being in the box, initially it was frowned upon because generally at juvenile facilities or facilities such as the GIS, you don't want to lean into violence, and dancehall is connected with violence. But my take on it was dancehall also has positive songs. Carter has some of the nicest conscious tune ever. Like a writer could write a range of experiences.
That is true.
Even our local artists here. So I let them write unfiltered. And they wrote, with the expletives, talk about guns, and it's like, cool. It was amazing. How do we carve this? Do you really need to say that? How do we carve? And they were really strong, and it developed into the project or the program now having a recording studio.
Really?
They did some work with the Red Boys. They did with Buggy Nakente. And that was, I don't want to say it's all me, but I have suggested it. Like, it would be nice for them to have it. Right now, they even got like record this, edit, and all these things, video. So for me, as a mentor, tutor, I just always seek to give children the opportunity and adults the opportunity that they may not have necessarily had. Because I was blessed to have had teachers who were very much for the hidden curriculum. Where in education, you call the hidden curriculum. Yes, there's A, B, C you have to learn, but there's a lot of in between that you have to learn. And I'm really big into listening to people and giving them a chance to be heard. That's big, big, big for me.
That is a great point to touch on, because you did mention a few people who would have allowed you to be yourself and talk about the extracurricular, the outside the curricular, and all the in between. And I think that is exactly kind of what you are to me, or who you were to me. It's like you gave us the space to let it all out, and then like chisel it into something more useful and positive. And I think that's something that should be highlighted, because we look at artists and be like, it's crazy people all over the place. What is that he could be doing, jumping about the stage? But then you can see how his expertise and his experience is channeling into the community, is channeling into Barbados, is shaping our young men and women to being better citizens. And that's something that I think is commendable.
Thank you. Yeah.
So let's talk about the stage aspect now. Theater is one of our first loves, or is our first love. And Neil has, how I see it, he's seen a lack in an area and decided, I want to fill that space. And I think that lack would be continuous theater productions, or a theater always happening. I want him to speak about Leggo Theatre in a little bit, and tell us what made him start the theater, how it's been going so far. But that thing about theater not being a constant, how do you feel about that? And then you could venture on into Leggo Theatre.
It is very important to me, theater. It was one of the things I was good at. Like you said, in church, you get external validation, and then you see these stars and you get on stage and do a production or two. But it's like you rehearse for 4 or 6 weeks, you build up, you form these bonds, and then you do one night and it's gone. And it was just like really like, in some ways toxic, in terms of like, you build up this thing, then you don't do it again. And sometimes people don't act for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I just always was kind of tired of that. I also was a little, not frustrated, but a little saddened, because a lot of the plays I did, it didn't necessarily, I don't want to say cater, but it didn't reach out and grab people my age. I call it was always the wine swirling, linen pants wearing, cheese eating people.
Yes.
Right.
Welcome to the theater.
Right. And I didn't like that. And
ball.
Which ball?
This
yeah, I didn't like that. So for me, I came back to Barbados, and I'd been exposed now to ongoing theater, both in Jamaica, New York, New Jersey. I'd spent some time.
Tell me why you chose the word Leggo to be the name of your theater company.
Yeah, I've attempted this several times.
Okay.
We didn't really talk about my time in Jamaica, but I'm currently doing my master's in entrepreneurship. And when I brought down Leggo, because I did a lot of theory on this, like when I looked at all the things I've done, improv Thursdays, improv Wednesdays, improv Sundays, I've had all these different levels, improv jumping, all these different things. And I used to call it vital performance artists, that these artists are vital to society. Very businessy name.
Yeah, I don't think I will hear that name and be like, let me go to Vital Performance.
Right, but it's not like the name, but it's just a thing that we wore in my head. So for me, every artist I met that had this kind of burning, they were vital performance artists. Actually on the Laugh It Off stage, rehearsing, doing like a tech or something. And we were just doing a sound check for Leggo My Hand. We were featuring Grinder. I rest my hand. Right. So, and it came to me, I was like,
Leggo My Hand.
I was like,
Rest my hand.
thank you.
Rest my hand.
So I said Leggo, I was like, Leggo Theatre, that's it. Like, I remember when it hit me, like,
Really?
that's it. Cause I always wanted something that's one word, even 2 syllables. One word encapsulates like freeness and release, and Leggo just hit it, and I was like, that's it.
A forward thinker, a mentor, a tutor, an actor, a vital performance artist, and a Leggo Theatre artist. Neil, is there any last words that you would like to tell our audience? Just something, anything, one thing.
Leggo Theatre affords the opportunity for people to come together with strangers, laugh, create, and play.
Thank you very much, Neil Waithe. His information will be tagged along with this post, and you could go, feel free to go onto the page, support him, go to Leggo Theatre, wherever they're hosting, at Sage or at Walker's Reserve, wherever he's hosting it, please go and don't forget to Leggo. Bye.